Hello everyone, welcome to Miss Lee's class. Today we're going to learn another form of linear equations. So last class we learned slope-intercept form of linear equation. So what was the slope-intercept form? It is y equals mx plus b. So what is m, everyone? It is the slope, and b is the y-intercept. So this is the first form, so slope-intercept form. And second form, today we're going to learn slope-point form. Slope-point form of the equation for a linear function. So slope-intercept form, this is letting you know the slope and the intercept. What about the slope-point form? Slope-point form will let you know the slope and the point. Okay? So before we start, I'm going to let you know how to make the formula, how to make the slope-point form. So do you guys remember the slope formula? Slope formula was change in y over change in x, which is y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. So we're just going to use y and x. This is still change in y and change in x. Okay, so to make the formula, we're just going to use y minus y1, x minus x1. So change in y over change in x, so it's still the slope formula, right? Okay, so rise over run is y minus y1, x minus x1. Okay, so from here, what we're going to do is we're going to multiply both sides by x minus x1. Okay, times by x minus x1 times by x minus x1. Okay, then I have m times x minus x1, so we can change the order because this multiplication, when we change the order, it's still the same. So m times, multiplication is hiding here, so m times x minus x1, and the right hand side will be, so everyone, y minus y1 over x minus x1 times x minus x1 over 1 is hiding, right? So in this case, we can cancel this out like this, right? Then what we get is y minus y1 over 1. Okay, so they can cancel each other. So y minus y1 over 1. So let's rewrite it. So we want to write y first. So y minus y1 over 1. We usually omit over 1. Y minus y1 equals m x minus x1. So this is the formula. Y minus y1 m x minus x1. So remember this. The slope point form is y minus y1 m x minus x1. Okay? So this looks so complicated, but don't worry. I'm going to explain this using example question. All right, let's look at example 1. Okay, you have a point here. So you have a point. So this is the point. And you have the slope. So this is the slope. Okay, use slope point form to write an equation of a line through -1 comma -2 with a slope of 3 over 4. So we have the point and we have the slope. Okay, so when you have the point will be, so the first one, the x value will be x1. Y value is y1. So remember it. So slope point, when you use slope point form, the first value, the x value, we call it x1, and y value, that is y1. Okay? So now we're going to use the formula. So formula is here, y minus y1, m x minus x1. Okay, so what is x1? x1 is -1. We know x1 is -1. And what is y1? y1 is -2. So we're going to write -1 for x1. And we're going to write -2 for y1. Okay? And what is the slope? Slope is 3/4. So slope is, we use m for slope, right? So m is 3/4. Okay, let's rewrite everything. Y minus -2, because y1 is -2. Okay, y minus -2, 3/4, x minus -1. Okay? And let's simplify. Y minus minus. So when you guys have negative, negative, minus and negative together, minus, minus together, it becomes plus. 3/4, x minus minus becomes plus. So this is the final form of the slope point form. Okay? Because slope point form, as you see, slope point form has minus here and minus here. When the point is negative, because of the minus here, it becomes positive. So -1 here, -1 becomes +1 because of the existing minus. And here, -2 becomes +2 because of the existing minus. All right? So remember it, the sign will change. So if it is negative, it becomes +1. If it is -2, it becomes +2 because of the existing minus. So this is the answer. This is the slope point form of this. So when I ask you to find the slope point form, using the formula, you can just find this equation, right? And now what we're going to do is we're going to draw the linear line using point and the slope, Okay, so this is just letting you know the starting point, -1, -2. So here, -1, -2 is here. And slope, rise over run. So 3 is a rise, 4 is run. So you're going to go up by 3, 1, 2, 3, and run by 4 here. Again, go up by 3 and walk over 4 units here. So go on and on and on. So you can go to the other direction. So it becomes like this. So find all the points and join the points, and don't forget to put arrows in both directions. Alright? So this is how you draw the line using slope and the point. Okay? Alright, let's move on. Look at example 2. Okay, we have the slope point form. So we know slope point form, y minus y1, m x minus x1. So this is the slope point form, right? So we know this is x1 and this is y1, right? But remember that because of the existing negative, we have to change the sign. So this -2 becomes +2. So this is x1, but you have to change the sign. So this -2 becomes +2. And this +1 becomes -1. So this is the point. Alright, so this is the point, and we're going to find the slope. Slope is here. Okay, you don't change the sign of the slope, okay? So the slope is -1/2. So we have the point and we have the slope. Okay, now we can draw the line. So point is basically the starting point, right? So here, 2, -1, positive 2, -1 here. So this is the starting point. And the rise over run is -1/2. So you can just move the negative sign to the top. So -1/2. Then rise is -1. So you go down by 1. Oops, down by 1 and walk over 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So find the points and join the points all the way and put arrows in both directions. So remember everyone, if you don't put arrows, I'm gonna deduct marks. Okay, put arrows in both directions. So this is how you find the point and how you find the slope using the formula. Okay, and draw the line. Hooray, your turn question. So I want you to try this question by yourself. So please pause the video and I want you to try this question. Okay, have you guys tried this? So I'm going to go over it together. So we're going to find x1, y1, and the slope. Okay, so x1 is 1, but it's not 1 because you have to change the sign. So you have +1, then x1 will be -1. And y1, you have -4, and y1 will be +4. So we just omit the sign because it's positive, so -1, 4. So this is the point and the slope. Slope is 3. So we know the point, we know the slope, and now we can just make a line. So -1, -4. So -1, -4, -1, +4 is here, right? So -1, +4, and the slope. So when you have slope of 3, so that is 3/1. So the rise is a 3 and run is 1. So you're going to go up by 3, so 1, 2, 3, and run by 1. So rise over run, 3/1. So go all the way, find all the points, join the points, and put arrows in both directions, right? Okay, so do you guys understand how to make a line, how to find the point and slope? Okay, next. Example 3. Find the equation of the line in slope point form that passes through the point thus. Okay? So we have a point. We have actually 2 points. So you can just use either -3, 2, or 1, 1. So it's up to you. So we already know the point. So which one do you want to use? So choose one of them. So I'm just going to choose -3, 2. And we're going to find the slope using the slope formula. So we have 2 points. So we can just simply use y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So we know x1, y1, x2, y2. Then y2 minus y1 is 1, 1 minus 2. And 1 minus -3. Then that is -1 over 1 minus -3 is 1 plus 3. That is -1 over 4. Okay, let's find the slope point form. Okay, so here y minus y2 equals m, x minus x, y minus y1 equals m, x minus x1 is the formula. So we can write y minus y1, this is y1, right? Equals m is negative 1 over 4. So negative 1 over 4 x minus, so this is negative 1. So minus 3. So when minus minus are together, it becomes positive. So it becomes plus 3. Okay? So remember everyone, when you use slope point form, the sign changes because of the existing negative. So 2, positive 2 becomes negative 2. So negative 3 becomes positive 3. Okay? So this is the slope point form. Or, everyone, if you use this point, then that will be, so, or y minus 1, negative 1 over 4, x minus 1. So you can just choose either equation. So both are right answers. Alright? Okay, example 4. So we're going to find the slope point form and slope intercept form using this graph. Okay? So before we start, I forgot to write the y-intercept here. So this is negative 3 over 5. So this is my mistake. So I forgot to write it. So negative 3 over 5 is the y-intercept. So we're going to find the slope point form and slope intercept form. So since we just learned the slope point form, so let's use the slope point form first. So to find the slope point form, we have to find the slope. So let's find the slope. So run is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So run is 5. And rise is a 3. Oops. Rise is a 3. So rise over run is a 3 over 5. The slope is 3 over 5. Okay? Alright, what about the point? So let's just use the given point, which is 6, 3. So you can choose other point. For example, you can choose this point, but the point is given here. Let's just use this point. So 6, 3. Now we can write the slope point form. So remember the formula. Slope point form is y minus y2 m x y minus y1 equals m x minus x1. Okay, then y minus 3 equals m is 3 over 5, x minus 6, right? Okay, so slope point form. So this is the slope point form. What about the slope intercept form? So we know that y-intercept is negative 3 over 5. So slope intercept form will be y equals 3 over 5 x minus 3 over 5. So this is the slope intercept form. Alright. So you should be able to write the equation using both form. Y minus y3 equals 3 over 5 x minus 6, or y equals 3 over 5 x minus 3 over 5. You should be able to use the both form. Can you guys do that? So that is it for today. I want you to start doing your homework. Thank you.